I think that was my wife screaming in the background, maybe my son. I'm not sure. My family's here. You're going to have to bear with me for a second. How are you guys doing? So I'm going to do something I don't normally do. That is, I'm gonna read in public. And maybe after I finish reading in public, you'll understand why I don't normally do this. All right? Unpredictable. This is a great honor and an unpredictable surprise. You know, once you reach a certain level in your career, many people will be convinced that they could have predicted your present success. Trust me, teachers from classes that you barely passed, partners who dumped you, old bosses who fired you, with the deepest sincerity will look in your eye and say, I always knew there were great things in your future. And the sad reality is, the sad truth is that for some of us, past indicators led folks to predict hopeless futures because the earliest signs, the earliest indicators could not make this present reality a conceivable probability. I mean, I got kicked out of kindergarten. Kindergarten. Who gets kicked out of kindergarten on the first day? So, no, this was not predictable. I had ADD and dyslexia. See how I still stutter over that word? And I was terrified of reading, and particularly terrified of reading in public. So trust me, no one predicted this. But for some of you, that will arouse hope because it illustrates that we have the power to author our future. And most important, that our origin does not predict our destination. On your journey, maybe God, maybe the universe, maybe chance will introduce you to guides, mentors. Cherish every moment with them. These carriers of the light cannot predict your future, but they can illuminate your path in dark times. They will raise that lantern just high enough for you to see just a couple of steps ahead. So I want to thank the carriers of light for me. I want to thank Maria Romo, my EOP Educational Opportunities Counselor. She was the first guide towards assisting me with my learning disabilities. Maria carried the light and showed me that your present decisions determine your future, not your past deficiencies. Thank you, Maria. Rest in peace. Diana Pompelli Bates, Auntie, you taught me that the greatest art comes from love, and therefore family and art are not mutually exclusive. Thank you for carrying the light for me. To Rupert Garcia, my professor here, that man was hard on me. You showed me that art is an intellectual pursuit that holds the power to amend history. Thank you for carrying the light for me. And Mars Severe, my dad, with whom I share no blood, you taught me the value of an unthwarted imagination and the power of rigorous questioning. Thank you for carrying the light for me. If you predicted your success, that is to say, you never doubted that this moment was going to happen, if there was no obstacles that tripped you up along the way, if you came from a long lineage of prestige and success, I ain't talking to you. You can play with your phone or something. I'm talking to those of you with doubts. I'm talking to you who doubt the realism of your dream and the likelihood of your success. I'm talking to you who worked multiple jobs to get here. You who are the first in your family to graduate. I'm talking to the single mother / scholar, those who were raised by single mothers and single fathers. I'm talking to the siblings who are responsible for the entire family. I'm talking to you who don't just believe but know that the deck is stacked against you. I'm talking to you who, when you hear that my mother was 15 years old when I was born and my father was an addict, you don't feel pity. You don't feel pity because you feel a ping of recognition and hope because my story reminds you of your story. So to those individuals, I say, run towards your dream. Not because it's predictable, not because it's predictable, but because it is not. Take hold of your future now, right now, because you get to write your success story and keep writing, writing and keep writing, live and keep living. And as you write the story that will be your necessarily circuitous life, keep this in mind. The most beautiful stories are those with unpredictable endings. Thank you.